Before I begin, just let me ask you one question. What you were doing when you were 10?
Um,
Our guest, our guest, today our guest, she is not your average preteen. While most kids at her age are learning to ride a bicycle, she is breaking lap records in international karting championships. The fastest girl under 10 in the world. She is the first Indian and Asian ever selected for the elite F1 Academy's Discover Your Drive program. One of just three girls globally to be chosen. From Limins to UAE, she shattered more records than we can count. First female winner at Rotex International Trophy, France. First female to win in IAME UAE Mini R. Youngest Iron Dams talent nominee in the world. And the only Indian to finish top 10 in the Rotex Euro Trophy. She isn't just racing, she is redefining what it means to be a girl in a motorsport. She has history in making, speed personified, and an icon of empowerment for an entire generation. So, guys, get ready to shift gear with me. This is Atiqa Mir. Hi, Atiqa. Welcome to Unscripted Me. How are you doing?
hello. I'm doing very good. What about
Yeah,
you?
so I'm fine. Thank you so much, Atiqa. So, there are so many things to talk. But let me ask you that who is Atiqa Mir? Can you give your introduction in your words?
I'm Atika Mir. I'm 10 years old and I'm from India. I do go karting. It's a mixed gender sport, so boys and girls race in the same category, which is not really seen in any other sports. Um, and yeah.
So, you are just 10 and already racing at tracks where, legends are made. So, what does it feel like when you are on the starting line?
If it's for the race start, you get really nervous, obviously. Every driver does, and that's completely normal, but you just have to deal with it. And
So, how, this motorsports is generally backed by man. So, how you entered in this sport?
um, I've entered this sport because like I got inspired by my dad, who was a former Formula Asia driver, and also a vice champion dad as well. Um, And also, I also got inspired by Max Verstappen, who races in Formula One as
Okay.
well. So I mostly started doing it because of my dad, then Max Verstappen. But yeah.
So, now, do you remember the first time you sat in a car? What made you fall in love with the speed?
Well, I honestly loved it since I was a little girl. So when I always have cars in my room still today. Like I still play with them. And I just loved cars since I was little.
So, Adhika, why you love speed so much? Because at the girl who is at your age loves to play with dolls and every other sports, every other things. So, why this card?
I think it was because of my dad and sort of like the DNA and stuff. So, yeah, I got inspired and I kept seeing him race. So then, um, I think that's all that made it.
Okay, so now most of kids at your age are in playgrounds, but you are breaking lap records in France and UAE. So, what is a day in your life actually like?
If it's a karting day, it's completely different to a normal day. So in the karting day, I have to first of all wake up really early in the morning. If I have to go at 8, for example, 8 a.m., and then I have to drive all the way until 5 no, actually, 2 p.m. It's a all my day, like most of my day is going into karting. So I just like drive and drive and drive, and then you get better and better and better. So you can't really teach how to drive. You just if you're good at it, you're good at it. If you're bad at it, you're bad at it. And for my normal days, I wake up early in the morning again, and then I work out for around 2 hours in the morning, and then I drive on the simulator for half an hour, and then I work out again for 2 hours, and then I drive the simulator again. So yeah, it's quite a busy day still.
Okay, so which day you like or which day you prefer more?
I would prefer the karting day
Okay, why?
because it's all like you just have to keep driving and driving, so
Hmm.
it's not really as intense as doing workouts and stuff.
Okay, so Adhika, now how do you train your mind before race?
um I try to imagine the race as it is actually starting. So and I also take deep breaths to calm myself down. um and yeah, I just do that. Like I visualize the race, what it's gonna be like from my perspective, and yeah.
So now our viewers, our audience, basically don't have that much idea regarding this karting and racing and everything. So can you just give me a bit of idea what's everything is this racing about? What karting is all about?
So karting um is like you have like a cart, and you have four tires. You have an engine on the right and an exhaust at the back. You have a seat and pedals to brake and accelerate. Um, you have a steering wheel. In some categories, you have a radiator. And yeah, that's all a cart really is. And racing is like some of the regulations and rules are different in different championships, but
Okay.
usually what the rules are is, I don't know, like you have flags in racing. So
Okay.
if for example there's a yellow flag, you have to you can't overtake in that yellow flag. And if there's a blue flag, I mean, no, if there's a red flag, you have to stop racing, and yeah, all of that stuff.
So now in every Indian cities now they are we are having game zones, and each game zones we are having a go karting. So what is the difference between those go karting and this real time race?
It's just like you're actually in the car, because like if you're in a simulator, you don't have like forces on the simulator, like and if you're for example in the car, like if you're driving on the road, when you turn right, then your neck goes left. In the simulator, you don't have that because you're just sitting in a simulator. And then when you're actually driving, you have air against you, you have a lot of stuff, and you also it's really different from the actual card basically.
Okay. Now, before you start any race, do you get nervous or scared?
Yeah, I do get nervous, but I don't get scared.
Okay. So, what do you do when you are nervous?
I take deep breaths obviously to calm myself down, and I just visualize the race.
Okay. So now, you have been called the fastest girl on the track, but also the only Indian in many international races. So, do you feel any pressure to represent your country?
I mean, yeah, sometimes you do. Obviously, when you're competing um against drivers who are male, you feel obviously like you have to beat them and show them that you're better than them, but you're not supposed to have pressure on that. It's supposed to be natural.
Okay. So, does that means that in the race, it's not like that you are a female, so you are competing with females only?
mm, no, it's not.
Oh, so in the race there are males and females both are there.
Yeah.
So how how you do that? Means it's a bit hard to compete against males. So what mindset
Um,
you are having?
so I don't know, like you just have to think every card is a number and not it's if it's a male or a female, doesn't make a difference.
So from where you get this kind of mentality? Because when you said there are mix in the race, males and females, so I got shocked. So from where you get this kind of a mentality to to beat anyone?
That just from my like coaches and my dad, like they keep telling me the informations, and I don't really think if it's a male or a female when I'm competing because you have to race against everyone.
Yeah. So no, now if your race is after 10 days, so how you prepare yourself in those 10 days? Means what scheduling you do, what practice you do.
If it's a new circuit, or if it's a circuit I haven't driven in a long time, I obviously see my own onboards, or I watch some races, and I just try to get back in the zone.
Okay, and do you have to follow any diet or something like that as well?
Yeah, I mean, need to be fit to drive, but um, you don't have to maintain a certain weight, but you obviously like you can't be like normal people. You have to be strong, and you have to eat properly. So I try my best not to eat as much junk as possible, but just as a cheat meal, sometimes I eat, but not during a race weekend for
Yes,
sure.
so my I was just supposed to ask you that only. That you are just 10. So sometimes when you see other kids are eating junk food, even you want to eat, but because you have to maintain your diet, you couldn't. So how you managed to control your mind?
I just feel like they're just normal kids and they don't have anything to do. So and I have karting, so it's way different than just being a normal person.
So now, what is your favorite track or race till now?
My favorite track I've ever raced on or driven on is Dubai Cardrome in the UAE. It's also my home track, so and I've driven on it the most. So it's my favorite.
And what made it unforgettable?
Just like the lap records, everything. Like I've driven on it since I was a kid. So yeah,
So whenever any race is there on UA, you feel like it's my hometown. I have to do it, right?
yeah.
So how long it will take to finish one lap? So can you just brief us about the game now?
Um, it would take around, I don't know, like from 40 seconds to a minute to complete one lap.
Okay.
So sometimes even a minute and 10 seconds. Sometimes if you're racing in the wet, it's way more slower than racing in the dry. So
So what is the total
for
time of the?
example, if in the dry conditions
Yes, go on, go
a
on.
lap a lap is 59 seconds in the dry. Then if you plus it by 15 seconds, it'll become like and 15 a minute and 14 seconds to complete a lap. So I'm assuming because different tracks have different conditions on the wet. Because sometimes a track is more grippy on the wet than it should normally be. So and it depends on many sort of things
So
basically.
what is the total time duration, or how many laps you have to finish the race?
The laps must be like 10 laps are an average for a final, which is like a longest distance of a race. And then for the heats, it's around 8 to 10. It's around 6 to 8 laps, and it's basically different for every championship and stuff. So I can't really say exactly.
Okay. So now we come to your racing part. So which race pushed you the hardest?
All races I have to do well. It's not like only in one race I have to do well and and on the others I can take it easy. So there's nothing like that, and in all of the races you need to try your best.
But is there any particular race you love the most?
mm, no, not really.
Wow. So was there ever a moment you wanted to give up?
No, never.
No, never. So
Never.
in between race, if you are behind, So what's your thought at that time?
I have to catch the guys in front. That's all.
So and how you do it means sometimes it's a hard. So how you do it?
If there's like if the car in front of me is really ahead, then I just focus on my own driving, and then automatically, like if you have the mindset to do anything, you'll do it. So if you don't have the mindset to get ahead, then you'll just stay where you are. So yeah,
So how many times is that happen that you lost the race? Means second number, third number.
it's happened many times, and I learned from them. And in the next race, I try to get better. But normally, I don't really lose any race by like 10 seconds. I always come second or third, even if I do lose a race.
So while you are driving in a cart on a racetrack, have you ever talked to yourself?
No, like racing and stuff is supposed to be natural, so you don't really think about the track and stuff.
So you never pushed yourself inside the carts that come on Atika, you can do it or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you always have to push yourself to do better. So I do, but I like it. It's supposed to be natural, and you can't really like keep telling yourself every second that I have to go faster. Because at one point you become really like used to it, and you don't really think about it anymore.
So what is your best lap time?
It depends on the track, but if it's Dubai Cardrome, my fastest lap time in the dry, I actually have the lap record. It's 1.
So how do your parents and or family supports your racing dreams?
My family and all my coaches, mentors, like everyone, like my mechanics, everyone has supported me till today, and they've all tried their best, especially my family, my mom and my dad, because if I have to go for any events, especially in Europe, they come for me every time.
Hmm.
So they don't take it lightly; they take it very seriously.
And who is cheering for you the loudest?
My mom and my dad and all of my fans and my mechanic and my coach.
So now, I think when there are some kids now. Just a few days back, I had a podcast with one of the child prodigy of dancing called Barkat Arora, and she told me that whenever she walk on the airport, everybody recognize her and take her autograph and take a selfie with. Is there anything something like that? The same thing happened with you as well?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen every time I go to an airport or every time I do something in a populated place, but at least like somebody or the other um always knows me, and they sometimes say like, "Are you Atiqa Mir?" And then I say yes. So then they always say like, I really see all your Instagrams, like everything." So yeah, but it doesn't happen too often, but it does happen.
So how you feel at that time?
I feel like they might like tell all their family and friends that they actually saw Atika Mir today, so it must have been like something they really wanted to do.
Any time or any day you feel that like I'm a celebrity?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really think about it because you're so busy doing other stuff. But yeah, you do at some point. Like when I'm in school, I always think like all my friends and stuff, they always know me. So, and yeah.
So I'm going to ask that only that when you go to the school, how your friend reacts now because they know that you are the fastest girl of India, of Asia. So how they react or how they behave with you, how they talk with you.
So they always like ask me questions like are like what is karting and like all that stuff. I also do like show and tells with them. So I show them pictures and stuff. And yeah, they always get inspired.
So you enjoy those kind of tiny moments.
Yeah.
Okay. And whenever you are on track, do you miss the school or a normal childhood moments?
No.
No. So how do how do you balance being a champion and being a kid?
Mm, I don't know, like being a champion and just walking on the street and being a kid is very different. Um, Obviously, when you're driving, you have a very mean mentality, and when you're just in like just walking on the street, you have a very kind mentality. So everything is very different if you're on the track and if you're not. So yeah,
So from how long you have been doing this?
for around 3.5 years to 4 years.
Wow. So you are racing in a male dominated sport. Have you ever faced any comments or moments that made you feel like you had to prove yourself more?
Yeah, so I get bullied a lot on track, but I always try and deal with it as much as I can and just ignore it and just try and focus on my own stuff, especially when it comes to the into the practice sessions because when you're practicing, you're trying to work on yourself and not with the other drivers. So, but if it happens in the race, then there's obviously like you have to do something about it. You can't just ignore it. But I try to deal with it and just focus ahead.
So, if you don't mind, can you share any experiences?
Um, I've had many, but once like a driver hit me off the track under like when you brake and then the guy just keeps accelerating, so then like he hits me, then I go off. So then I do the next lap. I try and find him on the track, and then I hit him off, and then like my dad and stuff, like he talks to their parents and then they get all that stuff. And then yeah, and then that's it. That's one of the experiences I've had.
So now, what do you want to say to those who say that this isn't for you? There are a
I
lot of
always
people say that this isn't for you.
I always say that anybody can win. That like don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Is one of a good thing to say because anybody can win no matter if it's a male or a female. Because when you put your helmet on and you're sitting in the car, nobody cares. So yeah.
So, do you think people take you seriously when they see you? Then see you are not just a girl, but a 10-year-old girl beating the boys.
I'm sure they might like have some things like maybe their coaches might tell them like, how can you let Atika go ahead? She's a girl, and then like all that stuff. But I don't think about that when I'm driving. But and yeah, so I always try my best to focus on myself and keep getting better and dealing with all these things to overcome it in my future.
So, have you ever heard those kind of words when someone's coach tells someone that how can you lose from a girl?
I never heard it before, but I'm sure they might say it one time or another.
So you feel proud of yourself.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. Now, what is your biggest dream? Formula One, Olympics, or something beyond racing?
My dream is to reach Formula One.
Wow. So, how you will prepare for yourself for that for Formula One?
Obviously, like the all of the F1 drivers, like if you see Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, they've all started from karting. So that's like the thing to move up to F1. It's like where you learn all the basics because the basics don't change. If you go even to a rally car or any other GT car or something, the basics still don't change. So everything comes with karting. So yeah.
So now, if you could meet one F1 driver and ask them a question, who would it be and what would you ask?
It would be Max Verstappen, and my question would be, what is your favorite F1 track and why?
And why you love him?
Because he's the four-time world champion, and yeah, that's it.
So now, where do you see yourself when you turn 18?
I see myself exiting Formula 2 and sort of entering Formula 1.
So, and do you have any track in your mind, any circuit in your mind that I want to perform on that circuit?
No, I will have to perform in any category on any track I go to. Doesn't matter.
So is there any dream circuit for you?
My dream circuit is racing on in Monza in Italy in Formula One because the speeds are so fast. It's the fastest track in the world for Formula One. So I just want to race it on there and just go on the straight for one time.
So now, is it ever happened that when you are in a race and you see the accidents, live accidents, and you slow down yourself or stop yourself, something like that happen?
No,
Never.
never.
Wow. So now let's from racing to the life. Now, what is your favorite food after race?
An ice cream.
And ice cream.
Yeah.
Why?
But only if I do well I get it, that's why.
Oh, but then you always get it right. I hope so.
Yeah.
So now, helmet on or off? What is the one thing people don't know about you?
Mm, I think people know most of the things about me, but yeah, that's it. I don't think anybody doesn't know anything about me.
Okay, now let's go to the imagination world. If your card could talk, what would it say about you?
You're a very smooth driver. Um, you brake really late. You're very kind, but just need to be meaner on the track.
Now you get one superpower to help in racing. What would it be?
To have extra speed on the straight so I can just zoom by the cars.
Just like a flash?
Yeah,
Okay. Now, speed or strategy? Which one wins?
strategy.
Why?
Because you need to be smart to win, and if you're fast it doesn't mean you'll always win because maybe the person outsmarts you and you don't have it's like being aggressive or being smart. I would pick being smart because if you're smarter than the other guy but you're not as aggressive, it means that you might win the race because the smartest one always wins.
So, when I have read that you have been selected from the Elite F1 Academies, Discover Your Drive program. So, just can you tell me a little bit more about that? What is that?
So it's basically like they're gonna help me um climb up to the ladder to Formula One. Basically, they're giving me all the support, everything I need. So and you obviously have the suit, the shoes, everything from them. So and yeah.
So, how they select means do they have any performance analysis or any exams or something like that?
No, I mean like you obviously have to be good to get selected. So obviously, there are only three girls in the world who get selected for this. So um, I think I'm one of the best in the world. So um, and that's why I got selected.
So now, when you have selected for this Discover Your Drive. So now you have to be somewhere to get trained.
I mean, not really, but obviously you have to keep training, um, like going for workouts and stuff. I do them by myself because, I mean, the F1 Academy, like they keep telling me information before the race starts. So they're obviously like they're really like kind and stuff. Like, but there's no such thing as like they actually go to the gym and train me all that stuff. But I
Hmm.
do train by myself with my dad and when I'm at home.
So now there are lots of parents who don't want their girls, especially child girls, to be in this kind of a sport. So what's your message for them?
My message for them is that karting is a very safe sport and you have all the protection needed. So you won't really get that badly hurt. So it's not that bad basically. But my message to all of the girls out there is to believe in yourself, find a passion, dream it, follow it, work hard on it, never give up, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it.
And what? How you define success?
How I define success is um the smartest one always wins.
Wow. And when you will feel that you are successful?
When I win a race.
When you are in a race, you feel that?
No, like when I win the race.
Oh, when you win the race, you feel you are successful.
Yeah.
So when you lose the race, so how you treat yourself?
I don't get too angry with it unless it's like for the championship or something. But if it's just a normal race and there's no such thing as fighting for the championship and stuff, I try my best not to get too angry and stuff. But I always try my best to learn and get better for the next race. So if I'm in the same situation, I know what to do.
So before we end, just last question for you. Where we will see Atiqa Mir in next 3 years?
Hopefully, reaching in Formula 4 and somewhere entering Formula 1 or something.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, Atiqa, for your time. It's
Thank
when
you.
I've read about you, I was not aware first. When I've done research that is there any F1 racer or a kart racer in India, and I got your name first. So it gives me so much, goosebumps moment that a 10-year-old girl is doing something extraordinary and she's also from India. So please do the good work you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day and have a lovely day, Ratika.
Thank you. Same to
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.